Hello everyone, we will continue our change request for sales order report, and based upon the change request of sales order report, we added the extra column. Name of the column is select in the ALV output. So we added the extra column in the field catalog internal table, yes, and we added the extra column in the data internal table. Now, we need to display this column in the form of checkbox. This column should appear in the form of checkbox. Now, we will go to field catalog internal table and we will see which particular column or component or property we can use to display the first column in the form of checkbox. I will go to the program. You can see this is our field catalog internal table, because ultimately we are filling this field catalog internal table. This internal table is referring to this table type. This is a table type. Table type is referring to this structure. This structure has nested structure. Suppose I will go to first structure. This structure has again nested structure. Suppose I will go to first structure. If you remember, we already used column position, field name, cell text underscore L. We already used few components or columns based upon the requirement previously. Now we need to go for extra property or extra column, that we need to convert we need to display the first column in the form of checkbox. Now we will see which column or property we can use. You can see we have a column checkbox. And what is the length of this one? And it is clearly saying as checkbox. It means we can use this column or property to display that particular column select in the form of checkbox. Now you all know very well, if I will set this property or column to capital X means what? True. So it will appear in the form of checkbox. If we will put it to space, it means it will not appear in the form of checkbox. You all know X means true, space means false. So we will set this checkbox is equal to X for which column? Select column, select. Now I will go to our program. And important learnings will be there, because to prepare the field catalog, we use the modularization technique, subroutine, and again important learnings will be there. Now, if you see, to prepare the field catalog of 7 column, what we did previously, we used 3 using and 1 changing. What are those 3 using? This will be your column position, field name, field label, and we are changing this field catalog internal table. Whatever the column position, field name, and field label we are passing it to work area, and we are filling the field catalog internal table. Now we need to go for one more extra thing. What is the one more extra thing? One more extra thing is for the checkbox now. Now, for this particular column select, the value of checkbox will be capital X. For rest of these second to 7, this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the value of checkbox will be space. Now I will write. Suppose I'm passing the value X. X means what? True. Now, Whenever I will check the syntax, I will get a syntax error. And many people will understand very, very well. This is called as actual parameters. We already covered whatever you are passing through perform, they are called as actual parameter. And whatever is with form, they are called as formal parameter. Now you added one more extra actual. So how many actual? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 actual parameters, but still we have how many formal? Formal is still 4. That's why you can see it's clearly mentioned. Different number of parameters, number of formal parameter 4, number of actual parameter 5. Especially for the beginners, they come up with this error so many times that I'm getting this error. It means whatever the parameters you are giving using perform, that is not matching with the total number of parameters using form. It means we need to add one extra using in the formal parameter also. So for the best understanding, I will simply write perform variable underscore checkbox I will write, so that you can understand that this formal parameter is for the checkbox. We can understand very well. The value of actual parameter is x. This x will pass to this particular formal parameter. Now we will simply pass it to work area and then field catalog. Now you can see LWA field cat hyphen. We just saw a few minutes back. What is the name of the column? Checkbox is equal to, we will write PV underscore checkbox. And what is the value of this formal parameter? Capital X. This capital X will go to this work area and it will go to field catalog internal table. It means for the first column select, we put the checkbox property to capital X. Now, again, we will get the error. Again, important understanding. Same subroutine we are using 7 times. We added the actual parameter at one place. This is our, we added the formal parameter, but rest of the 6 places now will give the error to you because we have same subroutine. Yes, different values are there. That's why we created the subroutine. You added the actual parameter here. It means at other places also we need to add the actual parameter because we have same to same subroutine prepare underscore field cat. Now the important people, what they will do, they will pass X for rest of the places also. Only first column we need to convert in the form of checkbox. If you will pass X for others also, all will convert in the form of checkbox. That we do not require. For rest of the columns of the field catalog, we need to pass the value to space. This is the common mistakes. First common mistake, especially for the beginners, they will add the parameter at actual place, but they will not add at the formal place. Next thing, if you have a subroutine you are using at 50 places, it means all those 50 places needs to be accommodated based upon the number of formal actual parameter, because we have same name of the subroutine is there. Now, for rest of the places, we will put it to space. I'll show you in that debugging mode, then it will give you more clarity. How for the first column only the value will go as capital X. For rest of this, it will be space. I will activate. Now for best understanding, I will show you in that debugging mode. I will put a breakpoint so that it will make you more clarity. And this is additional learning of subroutine, because as of now, subroutine is not available in the ABAP programming playlist. So you can learn in this way also that topic. Now you can see we have field catalog internal table, 0 records. Now this is modularization technique. If I want to go inside this subroutine, I will do F5. You can see column position 1, field name select. This is our field label. And what is the checkbox? Checkbox PV underscore checkbox is capital X. All these things we are passing into work area. And from work area, we are putting to internal table. If you see this internal table, if you see what is the value of checkbox property, capital X. Now, control will go to this next subroutine. Anyway, same subroutine will go. We will go. Have you seen the number of things are increasing? Rows are increasing. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you can see only for the first column value is capital X. For rest of the columns it is space. And this is our requirement, yes, because for rest of the things it should be space. Now if I will go to execute, you can see first column converted in the form of checkbox. Now you can see the checkbox is appearing, but are we able to select the checkbox? We are not able to select the checkbox. Now, if we want to, anyways, we want to select the checkbox. Now we will see which property is applicable to convert, or which property is applicable so that we can select these checkboxes. Now I will again go to field catalog internal table. It is referring to this table type. It is referring to this particular structure. We have nested structure. Again, we have nested structure. Now we will see which property is applicable to us. I'll scroll down. And we have one property here. I'll show you. Okay. We are not able to find here. So I will go to next nested structure, main one. Main one does not have. You need to find. I know, that's why I will directly navigate there. So in this two nested, we do not have. So I will go to second nested now, this one. Now you can see we have edit. We will use this property. Now most important thing, and this is very important point. If you are using list display function module, if you want to select, if you want to make editable, you need to use input. Most important point, because this is the question many people come. If you are using list display function module and you want to make a column editable, you need to use which property? Input. But if you are going for grid display, if you want to make a column editable, the name of the property is edit. And we receive so many queries because for the grid display also, they will use input. Input is for the list display. For the grid display, if you want to make a column editable, anyways, we are making the column editable because we will select those checkboxes. Just think, if you do not have checkbox and if you want to make a column editable, if list display is there, use input. If grid display is there, use edit. Extremely, extremely important point. Now we have a grid display, so we will use the property edit. Same, I will add one more extra value. It will be capital X for first column. For rest of the columns, it will be space. This is already we put so much stress. For rest of the columns, it will be space. Because we only want to convert the first, we only want to select the first column. We only want to make the first column editable, not others. Now total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actual parameter. So our formal should also be 6. So if I will write, I will go for best naming convention. So I will write PV underscore edit. Now I will add here also LWA underscore field cat. Now we need to use edit. If you are using list display, yes, go for input. If you are going for grid display, use edit. Now here I will write PV underscore edit. So for the first column, this value will be capital X. For rest of the columns, it will be spaces. Now I will show you in the debugging mode. Okay, I'll just give the space here. Now I will show you in the debugging mode. I'll show you both the properties now. LT underscore field cat. We have checkboxes here. Okay, I will select edit also. So I will go to columns, edit. I will make it at the first position. Save. Okay. So we have edit also, checkbox also. This way, in the debugging mode, you can make the call, you can change the column position. Suppose at that point of time, edit is somewhere else in the debugging mode because it is at the suppose a 40 or 45 number. But if I want to see at the first position in the debugging mode, you can go to columns, you can pass the name of the column and just save that particular layout. So you will be able to see at the first position. This is the way we use the features of the debugging. Suppose I will do F6. Have you seen for the first column, we both edit and checkbox is capital X, space, 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 space. So our subroutine executed 7 times. If I will do F8, you can see now we are able to select this. So our column is editable, editable. Many people ask, yes, can you go for an example of editable ALV? So this is the way you can make a editable ALV. But just remember, if you have list, use input. If you have grid, use edit. So what is the summary of the video? In this video, we studied, yes, how to make a particular column to display in the form of checkbox. So we use checkbox property. But in our current requirement, our logic is with the help of modularization technique. So do not mismatch the actual and formal parameter. If you are adding in actual, same needs to be added in formal also. After that, our column appeared in the form of checkbox, but we need to select the checkbox. It means we need to make that editable. So we used which particular property? Edit property. If you have list, use input property. If you have grid, use edit property. So that's it in this particular video. Thank you.